Hello, my name is John Wurzfeld, and I am doing I'm doing my project on chemical weathering. Okay, so chemical weathering is a process in which rocks or metals react with a certain chemical in the environment, which leads to a change happening normally on the surface of the rock or mineral. This can sometimes lead to the rock or mineral eroding away or decaying. There are two different types of weathering. To truly understand what chemical weathering is, you also have to understand what physical weathering is. Just for reference, this is an example of chemical weathering. The rock split in half, and the rock with two different colors on it is an example of chemical weathering. Okay, so a physical weathering example would be something being broken into pieces by forces of nature. Okay, so here we have a rock being split in half by water pooling in an area and then freezing and expanding and snapping the rock in half. So that's a physical weathering. Just because the water didn't change or have a reaction with the rock, it simply snapped the rock in half, which leads to a very cool picture here. Chemical weathering is a little more complicated because it involves a change happening, a chemical reaction happening. As you see here and here, the rocks weren't physically changed at all. It was more of a process of discoloration and that. An example would be when carbon dioxide reacts with limestone, it creates something called calcium bicarbonate, and that is through a process called carbonation. Chemical weathering is also seen in rust. So when cars begin to turn orange, that's when oxygen reacts with a metal or a mineral and kind of erodes the metal away. As you see in this car, the metal is left weaker and with a different color on it. That's actually the reason why the Arizona desert, the desert that we live in, is orange, is because the minerals in the ground and in the rocks are oxidated and become orange themselves. The Grand Canyon is a great example of both chemical weathering through the water eroding and breaking the rocks into pieces and pulling it downstream, and chemical weathering through the fact that all the oranges are orange from rust and oxidation. And lastly, the biggest example I think of chemical weathering is Lady Liberty. Being built out of copper, she was orange at one point, copper orange, and through chemical weathering, she's now the turquoise color that she is today. Thank you.